You're in my domain, got the whole crowd screaming out our name. It's a blowout, it's a hurricane, it's over. Before you know it, we're gonna stand on top with our hands in the sky. Gonna raise our cup to the stadium lights for the glory, for the glory. We celebrate with the city tonight. Hear the hometown cheer, it's the ultimate high. For the glory, we do it for the glory.
Welcome back, Summoners, to the 2018 LVL Spring Term Playoffs. We are now moving on to our game number 2 of DLSU Veritas Arcus versus ADU Penguin Authority Adamson University. So, Atlas, game 1, what quite a surprise we had here because it's something that we did peg VA entering this LVL as one of the hype teams because they have a great lineup of roster. But ADU Penguin Authority going into this playoff stage, I gotta say, great improvements I'm seeing, but let's see. Can they take away game 2, make this a 2-0? So now, I'm asking you guys, because during that short break, I was talking with Brian and Gisto, our analyst there, that they would flip if ever it would be a 2-0.
Oh yeah, because I can understand if it's like a 2-1 on ADU, but if it's a 2-0 and DLSU doesn't even put up a fight, that's going to be very surprising for all of us here, because DLSU, I pretty much expect them to be the God Slayers. Like, being able to take down UST, of course, that was using Mirmo, but being able to take down UST takes a lot of preparation and a lot of macro and micro skill. So now that ADU has taken them down for one game in this best of 3, so ADU is already at match point. They're in a very precarious situation now that momentum is not on their side, and they have to really fix the problems they've had.
That's great. Yeah. It's great for ADU that entering playoff stage, they're improving. But for VA, they have a name to prove here. Let's hope that Veritas Arcus coming into game number 2 has what it takes to bounce back from it. Let's see once we go on to the drafting phase for game number 2 of match 2. The last match for tonight before we move on to tomorrow of the semifinals. But
so
guys, let's get straight to it.
Because it seems like in the previous game, Spring was really trying to carry this hard, and Compton and Pili weren't able to pull out the performance that is expected of a bot lane involving a Wukong against a marksman. So of course,
quite unfortunate.
Yeah, they weren't able, especially with the engage that happened against them, which ended in the 2 kills for Simone, which included the 100 bonus first blood gold. Let's see if they can respond against that this game. As for Adamson, batting away still Aurelia and Yasuo. As for DLSU, now they're batting away Trundle here.
Looks like they are not taking any chances. ADU, I mean, great job on game number 1. Now you want to take away game 2. So when it comes to game 3, you may get nervous. So ADU banning out the 2 bruisers here, but same goes for DLSU in a way that they're banning out the Braum and the Trundle.
Very reactive to what happened in previous games, since Trundle was one big source of their damage that DLSU slept on in the previous game. Every focus was on Jissy and Simone's carry champions, but Prodigy was basically left in the thick of the fight, being assisted by Shiro and Cadenza, and they lock out both, actually almost all of the champions. 3 champions that were used by Adu, they are banned out by DLSU. So of course, it's going to be Ezreal, the priority for Adamson. As for DLSU, they log in the Xayah and the Rakan. That is one of the very few crit AD carries that are still viable right now.
Yeah, Xayah is very viable, as Atlas said, but only viable
with Rakan.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Rakan is much more self-sufficient, can survive without Xayah, but Xayah right here definitely needs a Rakan, so that's already the bot lane locked in for DLSU. What does Adamson respond with? Seems like it will be the Morgana.
And as for the Morgana pick there, note that the Draven ban coming from ADU, they don't want to get cheesed by the Conqueror Draven of Comtesse, so they will not take any chances for any cheese strats, even removing the Yasuo and the Aurelia, where we do see Spring very adaptive on that champion. So for DLSU, last pick, what will it be?
Seems like for Adamson, it will be the Skarner, so this general good jungle utility. As for DLSU, they seem to be wanting to dive in here with Rakan and Nocturne. So that will be the lock-in. So both of these junglers, they have good ganking potential early, but their main show here is going to be when they reach level 6, the Impale versus the Paranoia. Which one of these important level 6 spikes for these junglers will, which one of these will reign supreme? As for DLSU, banning away the Mundo here, of course, still very powerful, and the Ornn. So they locked away 4 champions that Adamson used in the previous game. While Adamson locking away Spring, Vladimir, which is just generally very powerful, both mid lane and bot lane, and the Singe. So adaptive bans coming from the previous game coming into this one. Let's see how the second pick rotations go.
I mean, Atlas, we've seen the Nocturne. I may expect something, let's say, building around this Nocturne pick, but looks like we will see Spring's very adept LeBlanc. So LeBlanc, one of Comte's, rather Spring in the mid lane's favorite champion. He's very good on this champion. So DLSU pulling all the stops here. That's because it's going to be match point.
Yeah.
If ever DLSU
they
loses
need
this
to
match.
do well with this LeBlanc
go.
And Spring. He is very proficient on this one, and he really wants to roam around. Adamson's response to that is another assassin mage in the mid lane is going to be Ari.
I go. You know what I like about an Ari and LeBlanc matchup? It's more on when the reverts happened back. It's in a way, I felt like Riot was bringing back the classic matchup of LeBlanc and Ari. Very skill-oriented. Just feeling a bit confident about himself, feeling lucky.
It's not just
We'll
mechanical
challenge
skill
that.
as well. It's about who can control the waves for a good roam and who can try and manage the resources better. Of course, Adamson, they want to round this out with a tank that is going to be Cho'Gath, since Ornn and Mundo are locked away. DLSU, they want to go global here with the Shen lock-in. Seems like the case here, they have a pretty good amount of delivery services for the Shen here. That is going to be the Nocturne with a Paranoia, just the general dive potential of the Rakan. Potentially, they can dive with the LeBlanc. That just takes a little bit more timing, since LeBlanc can't stay for too long in the thick of it, but they have options. As for Adamson, they have very good spikes in terms of their team fighting. When Simone gets his first few items and Jissy is able to roam around, that could potentially be like dangerous, like a bot lane 4-man dive involving Prodigy, Jissy, and Adu's bot lane.
Yeah, we're talking about the Rakan pick too in the bot side for DLSU, so expect heavy dives happening, but Stan United, yes, Shen will be picked with the Paranoia for the Nocturne. So we're going global, guys. DLSU can take away game 2. It's pretty exciting to see how ADU will end this game too, because if ever they do lose this one, we'll be forced to a game 3, and who's going to take away this match is the real question here, Atlas.
And if you lose game 2 in a best of 3, that's the momentum turned over its head, and now you're both of you reset, but the momentum is on the side of the winning team of game 2. So right now, as we load into game 2 of the quarterfinals match between PA from Adamson University and VA from De La Salle University.
Well said, Atlas. So let's get straight to our game number 2, match point for De La Salle University. Oh, what's this? Right off the fog.
Okay, DLSU did not see that, it seems. Conte and Pili are still hanging around in that entrance. They should know that something's wrong.
Teka lang.
Okay.
Okay, they're able to zone them out, but looks like DLSU may respond with their own. They are now invading the blue side of Penguin Authority.
Okay, so that's a signal for both of the teams to control something in the opposing side of the map here, as Espera and Karna get this top lane Spire in the jungle.
They're just trying their best here, Alice, to really just read each other's movements. They don't want to go for fights here because it's kind of risky, because it is a Morgana. Great level 1 invade there. So let's hope that for Viridis Arcus. Wait a minute, we're seeing wards being established by VA.
More on the side of Viridis Arcus. Adamson was not able to put down any deep wards here as far as I can tell, and that's going to be an information advantage for DLSU. And because Adamson took the Spire in the blue side jungle of Esperer, they put a ward near the entrance right there to make sure that Prodigy doesn't try anything cheesy on that blue buff. So it seems like Prodigy won't have that option, or if he does, it will be at the cost of giving away information to DLSU once again.
So I'm pretty curious how this match will be played out, Atlas, because as I said before, match point, ATU. I mean, if they win this game, man, it's gonna be great. Because not only that we're seeing a trend of 2-0s, but we're seeing how much Penguin Authority has grown. But now VA, when it comes to this type of matchup, this type of patch right now, looks like they are pulling all the stops again. Spring on this LeBlanc against Jesse. That's something I want to see, and I want to look at how they will play it out, because Prodigy has been spotted in the Riverside. Looks like Spring really wants to keep this lane all to himself.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be a signal for Espera to try and make a move somewhere. He might try and go for a short invade. Pings for help coming from Prodigy in this blue buff. And Spring.
Oh, he missed the charm. That's pretty much RIP right there. First blood goes to Spring.
And I think this is going to be in favor of DLSU for this blue buff. Since Jesse is down for at least 30 to 40 seconds, this is going to be a 3v2 happening at blue buff, and Adams is in for a bad time here.
Well, not in mid lane, so it looks like ADU have all the means to invade the blue side and going for that flash and kill, giving a kill to Karna. And now, can the Cho'Gath get more here? I don't think Shiro can go much, forcing out the members of VA from the blue side, but it cost them too much.
That is definitely going to be very, very bad for Adams. And of course, Shiro does get the blue buff, so it's not as bad, but losing a member coming from that is definitely not something that they want. Adamson sticking around, knowing that the blue buff is about to be contested when they already lost their mid laner. That is just a really bad decision, even if Shiro did get the blue buff in the end.
Jesse made a really big mistake there in the middle. If only he connected the charm, that wouldn't happen. So, you talked about Spring's LeBlanc. It's great, but looks like Jesse, it's a bit too much for him to take at this point, because the charm did not connect. If ever the smallest mistake that we're seeing right now will equate to that, that's something ADU needs to really pay attention to.
Let's see though. He's gonna go pop the Predator here.
Okay, return guy coming in, and he wants his red buff back. Karna does not. He does have his flash. Oh, he blocks that stun coming from the passive of the Skarner, forcing out the flash at the last moment before the rupture erupts.
Very good Spirit's Refuge coming in from Karna, blocking the entire auto attack, also blocks the stun right there, and he's able to flash away from that rupture. And that's very good. That delays Prodigy even more. Still level 3. Espera has a little bit more freedom and time. He wants to go for something in this mid lane, but he can also steal away resources from Prodigy. And since, okay, he doesn't have his totem ward because he just placed it right here, which is going to be a lot of information on where Prodigy is. Of course, he gets spotted out by Jesse, but there's not much that Jesse can do there.
Can't really do much here because Espera, at least he managed to go for the invade on the Raptor side, but for ADU, not a good start for you guys, but for VA, this is something they want to take back in the series.
Ooh, Prodigy getting some Raptor revenge here. He is under a ward too, so that will be more information for DLSU as well, and both of these teams have a decent idea of where each other's junglers are. Spring trying to salvage that. Raptor cannot quite kill it, but he does get a little bit of extra golden XP for himself. Bot lane, not much noise, but Simone and Comte both CSing pretty decently, but with Comte and Pilio, the power of that Zyrakan combo is able to push Simone out of the lane for now.
Okay, looks like it will just be a recall for Simone. Having the Klepto Ezreal, let's hope that they will scale properly, but for VA, you gotta watch out for Spring's LeBlanc. Don't let him get ahead. If you do, you pretty much lose the game. So that's something that I hope that ADU will take a counter. But for DLSU, that's the condition. If they let Spring scale so well, let Spring snowball, that's pretty much it. He's so good at this champion, so you need to watch out for PA's side. But for VA, now's the time for them to make sure that the global ultimates will be up soon. Level 5 for the Shen, level 5 for the Nocturne. So when
close.
those ultimates are up, I'm pretty sure they're going to focus down on Jesse.
And I'm pretty sure that Spring will want to go for that roam as well, because even though Jesse can respond to the roam very well, in the end, if Prodigy is not able to intervene because of the long range of these ultimates, for like the global range of Stand United as well as the long range of Paranoia, it's going to be quite troublesome if it becomes a 5v4 in some lane. Espera, he's very sneaky.
Oh dear. Flash out for Shiro. He does get feared under his turret, but it's still fine. And that's going to be a trade-up again. Oh, Spring, you're too good. Looks like that's going to be another kill. A solo kill going out to the LeBlanc.
Jesse did not use his Spirit Rush. He did use his Spirit Rush, but was not able to get full use of it. He still got snared. He still got the full combo. He pretty much just stayed in front of those chains for so long, allowing Spring to get the kill. So that's going to be another solo kill, and Spring is going to take full control of this mid lane. All the kill pressure will be on the side of Spring here, and he will dominate this, and he will start roaming around, being such a huge threat to Adamson.
Yeah, this is something that VA wanted to go for, and this is their condition for them to win. This is great for DLSU to come back into game number 3. So if ever PA does not shape up, especially Jesse, you gotta stop dueling at LeBlanc. You pretty much lost the lane there, give it up. You need to let your team handle this bot lane well. You let this Edge scale, you're pretty much making yourself pretty much used right there, because when it comes to this mid lane matchup, you're gonna give it up on Spring, because he's 2-0-1, has lost chapter, has the Sork boots. That's gonna be a bad matchup, definitely for the Ari.
Sork boots, a little bit of movement speed allows him to roam even more.
Penetration too.
Yeah, and penetration. So once he pushes Jesse out, which is gonna be inevitable, he will have the option to go for a roam, and that's going to be devastating. As I mentioned earlier, Karna, Spring, Espera, all roaming into one part of the map is going to be devastating. They're not only going to take a kill or two, they're definitely going to be taking a turret and maybe a dragon, if it succeeds.
So will it succeed? That's the question for everyone. Pero dun sa mga fans ng VA, looks like they're pretty happy with the pace right now, 0-3, but again, this is why you don't let the LeBlanc scale. I mean, GC pretty much set up his team for failure, because when it comes to that matchup, that very precise skill matchup, it is crucial. It's tense, it's stressful. Now it's VA's time to shine and snowball. Level 6 happening for Nocturne and level 6 happening for Karna.
It hinged so much on how the mid lane was played out. That's definitely a skill matchup. But seeing as it went to Spring, and that's definitely going to be control over the map here. Of course, Adamson, Prodigy, he's having a lot of trouble here. He doesn't want to be behind as a Skarner. And definitely, even though he has quite decent vision control over his jungle and having that decently deep vision ward behind the red buff of Vesperer,
Control ward.
Yeah, there's not a rather control ward, showing my age here. But of course,
Showing your age.
Definitely not having, even though he has that information, he can't do much, because Spring is able to move around freely so much around the map. They might try and take him down here.
Great touch by Jesse, connecting with the burst. Will Spring be taken down? A shutdown bounty will go to Prodigy. Karna goes in with a stand united. Great response coming from ADU. Shiro focusing onto Karna. Karna a bit too low. Espera is there for the respawn. True shot barrage coming into the mid lane. Nothing will connect there. No kills happening in the mid lane, but at least they were able to shut down this LeBlanc.
Yeah.
Look at Pilio in the side there. Meets Sadenza over that wall.
They're going to meet each other there, but of course, now that Adamson takes this opportunity by killing Spring, they can get a really good push here. It's going to be whether they can actually take down this turret.
Oh! Charm connecting onto the Nocturne. Flashes outside the Dark Bind. Close call for Espera in the mid lane.
Not quite able to get the full push onto that turret, but that is really good. A kill onto Prodigy is a step forward for Adamson. It's just an assist for Jesse here, but that's well appreciated than nothing. So still, Spring is very much ahead. 800 gold. That's around 20 AP in terms of stats. That's actually huge when it comes to the longer term once they start fighting each other.
And the way the pace is going for this game is that it's going to be something AD you can still control. But for VA, if ever the Skarner can get a jump on Jesse, lock it down. But I'm hoping that for ADU's side, they have enough damage. But for VA's side, they're doing a pretty good job, especially this guy. This mid-air Spring having 212 KDA, and for Compton now getting double BF sword.
It's going to be going into an IE.
Yeah, he's rushing the IE at this point. But the IE does not give any crit.
It's quite questionable, and I think it's a lot of wasted gold here, but let's see how it all plays out.
Paranoia
they might try and
available.
go for something. Paranoia is up.
Okay.
But both Spring, they have both been detected by a ward. This should signal Prodigy and Cadenza to at least back off. A lot of help me pings, assist me pings coming into this bot lane, and a lot of on my way pings coming in from DLSU.
They want to respawn.
Yeah, it seems like DLSU will get this basically for free. They might even transition this into a good fight here, a good dragon here. It seems like they tried giving that gold over to Conte, but they still share, so it's still pretty good here.
Yeah, that's great for DLSU. They got the first turret, that's great. They get control in the bot side, but the reason why I'm sounding a bit like this is because if Eco Major gets you Infinity Edge, Rush, Galing Conte, if it ever is going to be Infinity Edge, maybe it's not, but it looks like it. He just gets pure raw 80. I think that's what he's going for, but he doesn't get any crit chance. So
Seems like it's just trying to fight like a Simone right now. Doesn't really have a lot of combat stats, just a few defensive stats. Let's see once Conte recalls here. He's definitely going to show us what he's building into. He's still keeping that.
Jisse going in hard, gets a charm onto the LeBlanc. Paranoia is up. Looks at the members of ADU, fighting back strong. They have locked down the Rakan and picks up the kill by Shiro. Now every member of ADU are in the mid lane.
Seems that's pretty good so far by Adams. And if they get this mid lane turret, it's going to open up the map for them a little bit. Being able to have a little bit more control over these areas, but look at that. Even if they push a little bit far into this mid lane, it doesn't seem like they can get too much from it. The important thing is that the gold is still concentrated around Espetter and Spring. On the side of Adamson, it's more on Skarner here, Prodigy and Shiro, and that's not too ideal. They want that gold onto Jesse and Simone, but they're going to take what they can get.
Now for the Cho'Gath building towards the Righteous Glory. The Shen trying to pick up the Titanic Hydra. So kill score wise, guys, 2-4 nearing the 14-minute mark here. Gold lead still in favor of Viridis Arcus. Look at Spring completed already the Luden's Echo.
And I really have to commend DLSU's vision control over this game. They have a good line of control wards all around the map. It's top side, so Comte and Pilio will be really safe here. They have one of the entrance behind the blue buff of Prodigy as well. They have a good line of regular wards around bot side, but there Adamson is really leading in that vision control with a lot of control wards around that area.
Great control, as Atlas said, guys. Look at the amount of investment of vision done by
However, they had a pretty good vision earlier, but DLSU still got caught in that mid lane, allowing for that mid lane push. So they have to be a little bit more careful in how they react to that information that they have.
Paranoia is still down here, so VA, they don't have means to engage, but Stand United is up for Karna. Now,
can't possibly try and make a dive with Pilio. And they're really trying to get a fight here by pushing on to that top lane turret.
Okay, Simon overstepped there a bit. The shift is there. Okay, there's pings right in the map here. LeBlanc has been spotted.
They have an idea. Because Spring is moving upwards, it's kind of a signal to Adamson. Okay, maybe Esper is here also. So they have to be careful with how they play this next one. Because Paranoia is almost up, just around 30 seconds away.
Complex exhausted down. Pops the Featherstorm. Simon gets rooted down. Okay, he does manage to shift away. Prodigy is coming in here, trying to look for the target. Pops the Predator. Goes in for the flash it onto Compte. But there is the two-shot barrage for the cleanup by Simone. Stand United has been called in. Paranoia is up. Pitch black for Penguin Authority. But Shiro will see it through as he takes down Asperer.
Man, that is pretty good come from Adamson. But here,
what's this? Out trade happening in the mid lane. 1-for-1 trade.
That is better for Jisse than it is for Spring. That gives a little bit of gold that Jisse desperately needs. And this proves that even with that pretty decent gold deficit, Adamson's mid laner here still going strong if he can outplay Spring. And that top side fight there, DLSU seems to have played that a little bit roughly. Not ideal, I'd say. Definitely how that top lane fight went completely in favor of Adamson, how they played it. So let's see how this happened. Of course, Conte takes a lot of damage moving forward, has to burn the Featherstorm, does not get the finishing blow into Cadenza, and here they don't have peel whatsoever. So they're not able to push away Prodigy. They can only charm and knock up Prodigy, but they cannot stop all of that impaling coming from him. And This is just straight up slaughter coming from Simone and the rest of Adamson. Here they get a 1v1. Yeah, very unexpected charm there coming in from Jissy. He still gets taken down, but a 1-for-1 when you're behind, that's definitely a little better than a 1-for-1 on neutral.
And look at that. Jissy is managed to pick up the threats here, really respecting this LeBlanc in the mid lane. Kaso yung ginagawa ni Jissy, yeah, Atlas, you did say that it's better than nothing. Penguin Authority, what is going on here? Because kill score is now 5-6. They're aiming for this Herald. Guys, this is match point. Can VA try and contest this Herald?
Paranoia is down for the next 30 seconds. Stand United is not available. Adamson seems to have a good grasp of this area, but Pilio and Comte, they both have their ultimates almost up.
Steal won't happen. Prodigy has the black shield. Charm did not connect. Okay, Paranoia is up. It's pitch black, but Asperer has second thoughts. This goes on to the Morgana. Now the members of ADU focusing on to Asperer, especially Simone, has to deal with a Nocturne. Asperer overcommits there, but look at Shiro doing so much work. 3 members of LaSalle has been wiped out. Comte gets up in the air, sees the sky. Double kill goes to Simone.
Pretty much almost an ace there. This gives them a lot of options. They can go for this mid lane turret and then transition to an Ocean Drake. DLSU thinking they can go for that. Adamson punishes them hard, and especially Espera. Even if he jumps in, takes a lot of deals a lot of damage, kills Cadenza. Simone is able to kite him back with his Iceborne Gauntlet, able to deal a lot of damage as well. They can't go for another second turret here, but that is a lot that they can get from. That's huge damage onto that inhibitor turret. Let's see how that all broke down. Of course, here they try and intervene, but Jissy goes in, doesn't deal much, but it forces the Featherstorm. And since this is a fight on 2 fronts, DLSU is split, and even though they get a good kill onto Cadenza, Simone's still high health, and because that's one big source of their DPS, a lot of their gold, it allows the other front of Adamson to take them down.
That's going to be a double kill, wrapping it up that flash. And for VA going back into this game, they picked up the double Ocean Drake so far.
It's pretty good.
Pretty good. I mean, Penguin Authority at this point, 1k gold lead right now. They've equalized it so far in their favor. Okay, no, they took advantage of it because from that clash, it was pretty even. But after it, I mean, now Penguin Authority bouncing back here, catching things up here in this game.
It seems like right now, pretty much right now it's in favor of Adamson at this point. I mean, the gold is very even, and DLSU has double Ocean Drake, which will help them out when they're trying to dance around, engage and then disengage, and maybe get those sieges. It's going to be very helpful, but in a straight-up fight, it seems like they're very easily separated by Prodigy and Shiro, and Jissy taking advantage of that separation, as well as Simone being very slippery, no death so far, and being able to kite very well means that this Simone's damage is going to start racking up as the fight goes. However, he needs to be careful because Spring is still very much ahead of Jissy here. He needs to be careful of the damage he can dish out in a short amount of time.
Please be careful, Simone, for ADU's sake, but for VA, Spring is trying his best to really burst down the members of Pia, especially Simone, because 303 right now. Looks like Simone is trying to get the Cutlass. Will go into the Blade of the Ruined King. He has yet to finish his Manamune, so he will not go in for a second tier just yet.
Seems like Comte has finally gotten his crit item, going for a lot of raw AD for his base items, and then go for the crit item.
Yeah.
Seems to be his game plan there. So that is a decent build path. And going through here, it seems like Esper has built his Dustblade, which will increase his assassination potential once he dives onto either Jissy or Simone, most likely Simone. And that is going to help him because he was lacking a lot of damage and then sticking potential when he was chasing down Simone in the fight near the Rift Herald.
What a creepy recall from Morgana. Did you hear that?
Yeah, Ghost Bride Morgana.
Grabe katakot yun
Spooky ghosts, but of course.
Prodigy goes in with the Impale there, locking down Karna, calls in the Paranoia. Now going on to Jissy, trying to split rush away. One more dash, which should do it. Oh, what a ton for the lockdown. Jissy will be down. That's a double kill for VA. Okay, Simon trying to get away there. Stallion is coming through, but looks like Rakan will rejoin his team. making some distance for his team.
2 for 0 in favor of DLSU there. Very good. Being able to pick off a member of Prodigy and Jesse. Ooh,
What's
Cadenza.
happening here? Compton gets exhausted down. Carter's trying to go in for Simone. The Cho'Gath is taking damage. True Shot Barrage is in play here. Look at Simone. Can't do much here. Someone's signing Rakan, but can he go for more snipes? In the end, 3-member wipeout. A clean trade for VA.
And
Great
look
job.
at bot lane. All that time, Spring was pushing in bot lane as well. So very good. Adamson, they were a little bit split up there. And that's such a good time to take advantage of for DLSU. They can have the paranoia going in. They have a lot of tools as well by diving in with Pilio. So they can't actually separate from each other like that. That's just easy pickings for a composition like this that thrives on being able to go around the map and dive onto targets.
So for Penguin Authority, 9-1, 9-11 kill score here. VA. The question is here is that they know how to juggle this fight. They have the Nocturne, they have the Shen. They can bypass that beat shield from Cho'Gath. But the question is, can they reach it in time? Because there is that Morgana to provide that safe black shield. So let's see how Penguin Authority will play this out when VA, because VA can immediately bypass the front line here.
They have to be careful because every time they split up, that's an opportunity for DLSU to go in on them. If Adamson can get a good fight, get a good pick, perhaps this one, but he's quite beefy at this point with the shield, the Aegis of the Legion right there.
Penguin Authority, kill score wise 9-11. It's really more of a tug of war at this point. I mean, back and forth wise, juggling the leads. But when it comes to where it matters, at least Simon has yet to be shut down. We're seeing the Solari picked up there. Cho'Gath has the glory here, right? So Morello, though, is going to be one thing Simon has to look out for. See that Simon picks up the threats here, wants extra MR, because they see the threat of this LeBlanc.
That's definitely a huge threat here. And Esper, he had built his Dust Blade before, and now he's going to start dealing a lot of damage when he dives in. DLSU is starting to become a big threat, especially if they can make good use of this Ocean Drake to try and poke out Adamson, recover their own health that's lost in the trade as well, and be able to regen that back up and allow Comte to just constantly whittle down these turrets.
Let's see how VA is trying their best to go for those turrets here, Atlas, because where they're moving right now, they want to take some control of the red side, pops the trinket, want to scout if they have any vision. Okay, this is why we talk about VA strong vision game. When you look at those control wards placed around the map, they want to take control of the Baron Pit area, especially the river. So VA doing a good job there, but Penguin Authority, can they do something about it? Because they're just reacting to what VA is doing.
Yeah, a lot of it. And DLSU is getting good control over this bot lane in terms of vision. A lot, because then that's the freedom gained by taking down that second tier turret. And Adamson, they have a little bit of control over the top side, not exactly around the Baron Pit, but that is a real possibility, and that's something that they need to focus on in the next few minutes, because that is a real objective that can be taken by DLSU if Adamson is not careful.
Cadenza pops the black shield, she gets away with his life. Looks like Comte did complete the IE and the rapid fire cannon. Has to be careful here.
Seems like Adamson might want to go for something. Predator is down for Prodigy, I believe, and this is going to be the Mountain Drake, an important Drake in the game.
Can they take it away here?
DLSU will want to contest this.
It's Fish Dart. Spring going over the wall. They're really focusing onto Simone, and that's going to be Simone shifting away from the knockoff. That's the exhaust popping and burning onto Aspera. Carnot lasts his thought onto Simone, but look at the members of DLSU scrambling the members back here. Comtess quite low. Project, can he take down Zion? No! Meanwhile, in the other side of the map, the members of ADU will try and clean up Karna, and they do just that. Shutdown goes to Jesse. Two-shot barrage! What a snipe! No!
Ooh.
What a close call. Simone looks like he's in trouble. Spring going in for the flash. Oh! What a... Whoa! Simone! Okay, Spring thought he would make it over the wall. Oh, sayang.
Yeah, but that is well played there by DLSU. Adamson focused so much in trying to take down Karna because he dove deep onto the backline, threatening them. And all that time, Prodigy tried to go for Comte, and he almost got him, but those were shields coming in from Pilio because of the long range afforded by being that Xayah Rakan combo allows him to save him just in the nick of time. And DLSU, that is a pretty questionable, rather for Adamson, I think it's a very questionable call to let yourselves be trapped in the vicinity of the Dragon Pit, when this team comp is like this, they want to dive on you, they have a global, and here, so much damage is being blocked by Karna, and Esper is dealing a lot of damage in the middle of the fight, and here Comte, after taking out his damage, after pulling out his damage, he is now at a point where he needs to run away, but they commit so much to trying to take down. Prodigy commits so much that he's not able to help the rest of his team.
That was such a close call. Then now we're seeing a QSS picked up by Comte. So for Prodigy here, has to think who is he gonna go for. Wait a minute. If you check out the items of Spring, he's going for pure penetration. Look at that. He has the Oblivion Orb. Normally that builds into the Morello, right? But it's the fact that you can stack those stack those magic pen because they are not unique. So Spring really aiming to just go for flat pen here, itemization wise for Spring, going full damage.
Making sure he can get through Prodigy and Share and just make sure he deals almost true damage to Simone and Jissy here. And because Jissy did build the Mercurial Treads here to try and defend a little bit against Spring. And Comte, we've been sleeping on him, but 27 minutes, 260 CS rather, numbers are hard. And he...
A huge burst off the Spring. Okay, that's great. They burned the Stun United, but Spring going into the reflection. They're forcing an engage towards ADU. Okay, Simone is pretty much dead here. Looks like VA has won this fight. I mean, Jesse trying to go for the charm there, going into the Sparrow. 5 members immediately pile up in the Baron pit.
That could be the Baron call. Prodigy can intervene here, but unlike other junglers, it's a little bit harder for him to try and go for the steal. He is coming from blue side, however. They might want to turn around. Paranoid not available, so is Stand United.
No, the top does connect out to Jesse. He gets the black shield. Jesse going for the flank there. Shiro takes the Impelio. Look at the Ari. He's still alive here. Going into Aspera. Aspera does flash away. Jesse going in for the spin rush. He takes down the Nocturne. Spring, can you take down Jesse? Does Jesse have the charm? Okay, Karna is on the other side here, but ADU, they're not giving up just yet. Karna trying to deny some damage. Oh boy, he gets slowed. He's gonna get locked down, but it won't be enough. Sedenta, where's your binding? You better find it. Ooh, long shot.
Yeah, he's a very beefy boy, and Simone was
a big boy.
Yeah, and Simone was not there to actually deal a lot of damage. And I think Jissy prefers to just shove in the wave instead of going for Karna right there. And DLSU, they try and continue that Baron, because even though they had none of their main initiation tools, they had the quickness, but that alone is not enough, because they want the delivery frontline for Karna and the Paranoia. However, that was down because they used it in the team fight immediately prior, and Adamson was able to put out enough resilience and sustained damage to take them out in that fight.
Let's check out the replay of what happened in that Baron pit.
Yeah, so they're really forcing it here, especially Espera, who's very low health. He can't do much here because he has no other gap closers. Has to rely on Karna, but that's a good knockup. Two-man Rupture just gives enough time for the rest of Adamson to really pull out their damage here. Just pretty much it. They tried to force that Baron without enough tools to fight back if ever the Adamson wanted to go for a contest.
But seeing how the game is progressing, Atlas, ADU picking authorities, trying their best to stand their ground, not yet giving away that Baron buff, but they're forced to give away 3 Drakes. So VA really juggling this fight really good. I mean, but when it comes to scaling, I mean, Shiro is going to be this guy who's going to chunk you down. You got to watch out for this Cho'Gath, but looking at how Jesse and Simone are catching up, chances of picking authority are looking pretty good.
Both of their mid lane assassins are pretty much even in terms of their potential. They just have to be very careful. This game, it seems like DLSU is quite ahead. 3k gold in 3 minutes, not that huge, but the 3 Drakes I think is big. But the important thing to note here is those aren't combat stats Drakes. So if a fight breaks out and Adamson just plays against DLSU much better, and if DLSU makes a mistake of engaging or getting into a position where it's disadvantageous to them, Adamson can definitely abuse that. This game can still swing one side heavily. It depends on how they play these team fights.
And when it comes to ADU, I know that when it comes to team fights, they want to go for this Atlas, but the fact that Stand United is there, it's going to be something of an obstacle for them to overcome because they have great bursts, but that Stand United, that aggressive taunt, if it ever connects, it's going to be trouble.
Lots of pressure. Karna taking this bot lane inhibitor. Adamson needs to make a decision. and the time to save that turret has passed. They need to pull the trigger here, or cut their losses and go for the inhibitor defense
This
instead.
is bad. They're being pinched, and I don't think DLSU will let them recall.
Pelio going from behind.
Oh, Shiro could not recall. ADU did not manage the waves properly. From the backside, there's the black shield. Pelio getting chunked, but he reconnects with the Zaya. Jesse is gone. Simone is still alive. Let's see what's going to happen here. Prodigy is going to be. Simone gets away, but it's going to be okay. This is game set in a way that when it comes down to how aggressive VA went for the control, this is the ace. This may grant the Baron towards De La Salle University.
Adamson gets choked out by the pressure from Karna.
Dear.
Look at this. Comte, since he has teleport, can very easily end this game with the help of Karna. Very well played by DLSU. Adamson is not able to fight back against that. They choke under the pressure at DLSU. So much damage come from Esper allows him to immediately take out Jesse.
Oh, it looks like ADU Penguin Authority didn't play the map pressure correctly in a way that sayang talaga yung laro na be a bit of a VA. You know what I like about that last clash? The Rakan, the Nocturne, denying the recall was more than enough for ADU to just crumble under pressure. And you can't have that. You can't have that when you're going to semifinals. So since DLSU is exposing it and ripping them open, this is questionable for PA.
Definitely not being able to play that last few minutes of the game. That is so debilitating and so demoralizing as well. Just a deer in the headlights. They know that they're being pushed in by the Shen there, but they weren't able to do anything. They were just sticking around. What are we going to do? Are we going to make a move in mid lane? Are we going to try and recall? They make the decision too late, and that was enough for DLSU to try and abuse that. And they have to learn from that very quickly, because if they don't, it's going to be over for them.
Let's see Atlas after a short break. We have been a shoutcasters for game number 2. We'll be moving on to the last game of our match 2 of DLSU versus Adamson University. So my name is Vulcan, with me is Atlas. We'll be signing up for now, but see you in the game number 3. Will ADU take it away, or will it be DLSU? Oh, steal won't happen. Prodigy has the black shield. Charm did not connect. Okay, Paranoia is up. It's pitch black, but Asperer has second thoughts. His goes on to the Morgana. Now the members of ADU focusing on to Asperer, especially Simone, has to deal with the Nocturne. Asperer overcommits there, but look at Shiro doing so much work. 3 members of La Salle has been wiped out. Comte gets up in the air, sees the sky. Over the wall. They're really focusing on to Simone, and that's going to be Simone shifting away from the knockoff. That's the exhaust popping and burning on to Asperer. Karna lasts his thought onto Simone, but look at the members of DLSU scrambling the members back here. Comte's quite low. Prodigy, can he take them inside? No! Meanwhile, in the other side of the map, the members of ADU will try and clean up Karna, and they do just that. Shutdown goes to Jesse. Tutor Barrage! What is that? No, no, the top does connect onto Jesse. He gets the black shield. Jesse going for the flag there. Shiro takes down Pelio. Look at the Ari. He's still alive. They're going into Asperer. Asperer does flash away. Jesse going in for the spin rush. He takes down the Nocturne. Spray. Can you take down Jesse? Does Jesse have the charm? Okay, Karna is on the other side here, but ABU, they're not giving up just yet. Karna, there's the black shield. Pelio getting chunked, but he reconnects with the Zaya. Jesse is gone. Simone is still alive. Let's see what's going to happen here. Prodigy is going to be. Simone gets away, but it's going to be okay. This is game set in a way that when it comes down to how aggressive VA went for the control, this is the ace. This may grant the Baron towards De La Salle University.
Adamson gets his game with the help of Karna. Very well played by DLSU. Adamson is not able to fight back against that. They choke under the pressure at DLSU. So much damage come from Esper allows him to immediately take out Jesse.
Oh, it looks like ADU Penguin Authority didn't play the map pressure correctly.